Now, I've had some interesting conversations about slavery with various people over the past few months or, years, but it's mainly the past few months. And what I find fascinating is that there's a lot of ignorance. Because I constantly say that, hey, like if you were a business owner, would you damage or destroy your property? Now, this one guy would, he knows what I'm getting at, but the thing is that he wanted me to elaborate. And it's like, well, there's no elaboration. Would you do that? I know I wouldn't. If I was a business owner, I wouldn't damage and destroy my property. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But he was trying to dance around it because he knew exactly what I was referring to because it was like a topic about slavery and stuff like that. And he said basically that, well, if it's my property, I could do whatever I want. Yes, I understand that. But as a business owner, would you damage and destroy your property? Did not want to answer the question. Because it's so obvious, right? So when they tell us that slave owners, on average, were constantly damaging and destroying their property, it just doesn't make any sense. But there's people that go along with this. And another thing that they would say is that, oh, they were property, not human beings. Okay, well, when black people got out of slavery, they're not property anymore, that's for sure. So now they're human beings. But why is it that they were constantly getting attacked? Because that's when they started lynching us like crazy and getting away with it. Attacking our communities, putting us in prison, just doing all these nasty things to us and getting away with it, like literally getting away with it. Well, why was this happening? They don't want to answer. Because clearly that's what's the case. They were humans. Okay, if you think that just because they're property, they're not human, okay, well, when they got out of slavery, they were human. So why were they getting attacked when they were human? Well, it's because the free society that the Caucasians created was a free license to actually attack black people and get away with it. Notice that the abolitionists pretty much didn't say anything about that. You understand? Where was this big movement of Caucasians that were talking about the immorality of black people being attacked under the free system? Well, they didn't bother because that was what was happening in the North during the time of slavery. So it happened in the South when they were free. They were like, okay, that things are normal now. Now we have full control of black people, and that's great. So you just hit people with that. Like if you had property, would you damage or destroy it as a business owner? Or even as a regular person, you go and buy a secondhand car. You all of a sudden get mad, you're going to scratch it up, you're going to ruin the upholstery, and then if you want to sell it later, you're not going to get much for it, or if anything. Why would you do that? You would keep it in good condition so you could sell it later and then get something better. But no, you just damaged it, destroyed it, and now you can't get much out of it. You want to maintain your property or elevate your property. So when you sell it, you could sell it for a higher price. That makes sense, right? But no, they're telling us that slave owners were such idiots that they were constantly damaging their property, and black people were so doltish and docile that we allowed ourselves to be brutalized over and over and over and over again. And if you know anything about black people, we would not tolerate that. We would have burned down the entire South. But when white people talk about our history and culture, they always belittle us. We didn't do anything of significance in history according to them. And why are we believing their version of history again? Given the history of their attitude towards us?